Itchy nose, sorry. Hello, friends. Welcome to Be Creative Podcast. I am Elena, and I live in sunny Florida with my husband, my little guy, Angus, who you can see a picture of in the background, our dog, Bailey June, who he is hugging or choking, given the day, and our several cats. I'm so sorry. I've been gone for so long. I have just been so busy. I travel quite a bit for work, and so between traveling for work and life, it's just been a lot. There's been a lot going on. So I'm happy to be back here. I'm happy to be recording again and to say hello to you guys. And thanks for being here. If you have been waiting for another episode, and if you're brand new to the podcast, welcome. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things. I've got my favorite Natural Life mug. So cute, perfect for spooky season. Of course, I drink out of her all year round. Mexican American, so sugar skulls are really big for me. Absolutely love them. You'll notice that I am drinking tea instead of my normal coffee. This is, let's turn her around. Tazo's Vanilla Bean Macaroon. I was on a work call a couple of months ago and was told that they could not understand me. Somebody had to stop me and say, Elena, I'm so sorry. I don't understand a word you're saying. And I figured at that point, I was clearly drinking too much caffeine in the afternoon and talking too quickly. So, switched to tea in the afternoons. I love this tea because it's a black tea, so it's still got a little bit of caffeine, but it's light, it's aromatic, doesn't have a ton of flavor, and so I'm not like overwhelmed by it, and so I can drink it all day. I probably shouldn't drink it into the evening, but sometimes I do because it's dessert tea. Anyway, so finished objects, let's get into it. Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's start first and foremost with what I'm wearing. To get out of my slump in my chair. This is my Andrea Mowry Weekender. I love her so much. Andrea Mowry writes incredibly clear patterns. I am obsessed with her. If you guys don't already, which I don't know how on earth you'd be watching me and you're not watching her, but if you don't already, you should watch I'll Knit If I Want To. She comes out with new videos every Friday where she answers questions and she talks about her patterns, and she's so refreshing. It's just so nice. Anyway, so I have wanted to knit this for quite some time. I was really struggling in terms of like, what color am I gonna do it and all that, blah, whatever. I decided I wanted something dark, neutral, with some fun funkiness. And so I landed on a tweed. This is Knit Picks. Knit Picks because first and foremost, I wanted to try something new. So that's why I'm knitting a worsted weight sweater. For those of you who maybe haven't watched before, I live in South Florida. So like very hot all the time. It's mid-October right now, and I think our highs in the high 80s today. But luckily, Florida weather, Florida humans, we keep our homes, our indoors very, very cool, so I can wear this every single day, and I do. It has made an appearance on many Zoom calls, so I don't have to get too dressed. So yeah. Anyway, so I've never knit a worsted weight sweater before. I've only ever knit 2 garments, and so I was a little concerned about what that looked like, and so I didn't want to spend a ton of money on independently dyed, hand dyed, whatever. So Knit Picks is, for me, if I'm experimenting, I'm gonna go to Knit Picks because I can get a really good value and still get good yarn that I enjoy working with and I enjoy wearing. So that being said, I found this Wool of the Andes tweed. This is the first time I'd ever worked with tweed also, and now I'm literally obsessed. These, I think they're called nibs, knobs, something. Whatever they are, I love them. Like I said, I wanted something dark, I wanted something neutral, and they had this beautiful like charcoal gray. I think the color is Wellies Heather. I think that's the colorway. Had a great time knitting with this. I ordered, according to the pattern, I think I ordered 10 or 11 50-gram balls. And I mean, they were like $3 each, $4 each. So actually really good price. But I only ended up using, I want to say 9, maybe 8. Because I'm so short, I have a short torso. I'm only about 5'1.5", and so I don't have to frequently go the entire length of the pattern. Also, I like my sweaters. This sweater in particular, I think I wanted it to be a little bit shorter so I could wear it over dresses and skirts. So yeah, it was such a fast knit, you guys. I knit this in a week, maybe 9 days, 7 to 9 days. Like what? And I don't even think I knit on it like monogamously. I'm pretty sure I picked it up, put it down, and because it's worsted and because it was knit on, I want to say 7 or 8 and 9, US 8 and US 9. It was wonderful. I was worried about doing the bottom up, and I asked my favorite ladies at Fuzzy Goat, my not so local, the local yarn shop. It's located in Thomasville, Georgia, and it was local to me when I lived in North Florida, and now that I live in South Florida, I wait until my travels for work take me up north for us, and yeah, I go there, I show them what I do, and ask for advice. And so this was one of the things I wanted advice on, because Melissa at Fuzzy Goat has knit multiple weekenders. I think weekender lights. I know she's knit multiple. I think she's knit at least 1 or 2 of the regular weekenders. And I was worried about knitting bottom up. I was also worried about the boat neck, because I have seen on other podcasts that some humans that have knit this felt like it was kind of tight. I have a pretty small head, small all around, but I've had a pretty small head, and so it really shouldn't have been a worry for me, but she just suggested, really loosely binding off. And what I ended up doing was going up a needle size for the bind off. So I think that the ribbing, I want to say, is knit in US 7s or US 8s, one of them. And then the body, which you knit this inside out because it's knit in the round. And I have a t-shirt on underneath this, so it's not gonna be weird if I lift it up. You'll notice that it's knit, and the outside is purl. So what you do is you knit it in the round, and it's completely done inside out to a point. And then when you're doing the ribbing up here, I think that's when you start knitting it right side in. I don't really remember. It was a couple weeks ago that I knit this, and it's just been great. I love it. So anyway, I went up back to the needle size that I did the body in for the neckline. One thing about this yarn I will say is it's like very woolly, so it's a little bit itchy, not super itchy, but like it's fine on, because I don't have a long sleeve on, but I do like to wear a t-shirt or a tank top under it, because on my chest is a little more sensitive, I guess. So I don't like to have it directly on my skin in that area. But I love it. I can't wait to knit another one. I definitely will be knitting at least 1, if not 2 more of the weekender itself, and then I can't wait to knit a weekender light. They're just great. It's just, I wore this. You can dress this up, you can dress it down. I wear it right now. I'm wearing it with sweatpants that have holes in them. And I wear it with jeans. I recently went on a trip and we went to like a little fancy girls dinner, and I wore it with this really cute midi dress, and I wore this over it, and it looked great. It was perfect. So yeah, so there's that. I guess my next finished object that I want to dive into is my dirty lace. It is so pretty. I don't know how to wear it, you guys. I don't know how to wear it so that it looks cute on my body. It is just so, and I don't know if it's because I blocked it too aggressively, but it is so long. It's about 1.5 of my wingspan. So if I'm 5 something, that's like 90 inches. Like that's a lot. Also, it is an asymmetrical rectangle. I don't want to wear it as a scarf because then you bunch up all this beautiful lace work and eyelet work that I, work so hard on. So if someone can help me figure this out, I would greatly appreciate it. I think I might need like a little shawl hook. I think if I do that, like a little shawl pin, then maybe I can wear it kind of like that. I don't really know. Help me figure it out. Because it's so pretty. I would just hate not to wear it so that you can see it to its fullest. And then the other thing, I was visualizing myself wearing this with a dress to a wedding. So I guess I can see myself kind of doing it off the shoulder like this, but I just don't see that for every day. So anyway, this is my dirty lace. It is so squishy and soft. I still think this is kind of my favorite yarn that I've used overall. I think as a reminder, I used So Happy Jane Movie Night. The orange here is Sugar Bush Nanaimo in chocolate. The peachy pink is Stress Knits Yarns in Sweet Disposition. And I can get to this part. This really pretty speckly cream with all the colors is So Happy Jane Pistachio Cream. So it's gorgeous. I just don't know how to wear it. Sometimes I just wear it around my house, like draped across my shoulders, but I want to find a more comfortable way. So I may have answered my own question. Maybe it is just a matter of getting a shawl pin, but comment below if you have experience with a asymmetrical rectangular shawl. Help me. And that's all I'm gonna do for finished objects right now, because the other finished objects I think I have are socks, and they were worn a lot when I went on that girls trip I just mentioned. We were in Connecticut and New York, and so they're all stretched out and they need to be washed, and so they're not gonna be cute if I show them to you. I will show you my half finished objects though. Turn myself around. A couple half finished objects right here. 2 different pairs of socks. I'm not usually one to get stuck in the second sock slump, but I will tell you why with a couple of these. So this is the Fine and Dandy sock. This is Madeline Tosh. I don't remember the colorway. I don't even think I have it in here. I think it's still with that ball of yarn. Yep, couldn't tell you. Anyway, but I got it for my birthday, which was in July, and it is so cute. I love the colors. My husband was like, stop buying these colors. All you buy are like mauves. But I feel like this is more purple. Lots of purple in here. And blue, which I was very excited about because I never buy blue, ever. I was knitting these with Hiya Sharps, and I just kept poking myself and hurting myself. I am not a fan, I don't think, of Hiya Sharps. They're too sharp. They hurt. They hurt when I knit with them. So that's really the main reason why I stopped with this. Also, especially when you're doing the little florals, you're really having to kind of dig in and out. And so anyway, this is some scrap yarn I have from a sock set. It doesn't even have a name, but I just thought it went really well. I did a heel, flap, and gusset, and then a Kitchener stitch rounded toe. I usually knit a size small, so this is probably 64. I'm sorry, I usually knit a size medium, so this is probably 64 stitches on the cuff. 1x1 rib. Super cute. I will finish it eventually. I'm not in a hurry. Because I like the look of the Fine and Dandy, but it just wasn't my favorite to knit. And I think it's because I was traumatized by cutting myself with my eye sharps. This cutie patootie, I don't have the name for it. I'm such a mess, you guys. I'm so sorry. I don't have a name for this. This is just a plain vanilla sock. I think I cast on 60 stitches. I'm knitting them for my mom. I was knitting them for myself, but I made them too small. And my mom has teeny tiny little feet. She's like a size 5. The main yarn is Nomadic Yarns. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I don't have it off the top of my head. And then Eagle Eye on the heel. I messed up, but I made it kind of a little pattern when I figured I messed up and put some purl bumps in there. This is supposed to be a Fish Lips Kiss heel. And I added 2 purl bumps. I will say this is yak yarn. So it is the softest yarn I've ever knit with in my life. And also, the colors came out a little bit different than I thought, and that's my fault because I ordered the yak yarn not looking at what the yak yarn was supposed to look like. For instance, that's darker, this kind of grayish, muddy gray. In the merino is like a blush-ish with some speckles that you can see. Because the yak yarn is naturally darker, it's going to take dye onto the dark, and it's not going to like look the same as a merino. But my mom saw me knitting these and she was like, they're so gorgeous. And I told her she was not getting them. But of course she is for Christmas. So that's all for finished and half-finished objects. Let's take a quick tea break. I do not have notes today, so I'm not following any kind of guidelines. So I'm running my fingers through my hair, like massaging my head to say, Elena, get your stuff together. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, okay, so let's move on to some failure that I just did. I am a godmother recently to my one of my nephews. My sister has a set of twins and another little boy. They're like Irish triplets. So she was gonna have all of their baptisms done at the same time, which is great. And so my husband and I were godparents to one. And she requested that we wear blue. I don't have anything blue. This is not my style. I'm more of like a black person. I like to wear black and oatmeal, like neutrals. So I was like, oh, let me knit a sweater. And I was like, let me just knit a long sleeve, super cropped version of the Anchor Summer Tee. That's great, with some scrappy yarn that I had from Michael's. That's blue. I knit this. This is supposed to be a DK. I knit this clearly in a worsted scrap. And also I knit it in a larger needle. So this is a US 10. I didn't gauge swatch. I mean, I like a half gauge swatched. I don't know what I was thinking. So I got this far. So I bound off. I mean, it is super cropped, and it's supposed to because I was gonna wear it over a maxi dress. I thought that was gonna be really cute. But this is so much bigger than my body. And I was like starting on the sleeve when I realized how much bigger it is. And also I messed up the sleeve. There's so many things happening here. So what am I gonna do with this? I don't want to rip it out. I don't need it anymore because I don't need to wear blue ever again. Like, so I think I'm gonna continue knitting it. I might add more to the bottom. I might rip out the bind off and add more. And give it to my sister for Christmas because she's larger than I am. I think what I'm gonna do is, I think she's like in normal clothes, I think she's like a 2X or so. And so what I'm gonna do so that it's a surprise, because she doesn't watch this, is find like a 2X at Old Navy or something that I know, like a size that I know she fits into, measure it and make sure that this is gonna fit her. That's the goal. So that's what I'm gonna do, and just embrace my failure and work it like it's supposed to be a gift. Do you guys ever do that? Do you guys ever mess things up for yourself and then figure, oh, you know what? I know a human that will fit in this. I know someone that will like this, who won't notice that it's messed up, who won't care the way I do. Comment below. Give me a thumbs up. Yes, yes, girl. No, friend, you crazy. Whatever. Let's get into what I'm working on. Okay, I want to make this kind of a shorter episode because I've noticed that my episodes are very long, and so I want to kind of keep it short. So, short and sweet, and I would still like to do acquisitions because I clearly have gotten several acquisitions in the 3 months since I've seen you last. So let's start on what I was working on, and I'm still working on, oh no, when you and I last talked. I keep dropping my ball of yarn, and it's very hairy down there. If you have cats, you know what I mean. The Stephen West eyeball shawl. I frankly do not remember where I was when you and I last talked. I think I was just starting to get my colors together. But take a look at this. I mean, you can't really, let me see if I can take this off. Okay, this is my needle protector. If you guys don't have one, you need them. They're the best. I'm a circular needle freak now. I only work on Circs. Xiaogu are my go-tos at 40-inch and 40-inch cords, no matter what. I have size 1s that are 40-inch cords because it just makes my life so much easier. So anyway, especially if you're knitting a huge shawl. If you're gonna be a Stephen West knitter, I would suggest a 47-inch cord, which is not what I got, but that's okay. Anyway, you can kind of tell what's happening here. Eyeball, done. Half iris, done. I need to do the other half and then the ribbing around. So the ribbing around is going to be this really pretty floofy. This is also the Sugar Bush Nanaimo. It's like I think it's an alpaca mixture. I'm sure I could find it in here. It is charcoal. I don't know the exact color. Like I said, I'm a super mess this time around. Hopefully that will not be the case forever, but you know what? Even if it is, who cares? Not I, said the fly. And clearly not you guys. You guys come here for the mess that is me. Whatever. Anyway, it's super cute. If at any point you're like, Elena, no, really, I want to know what that makeup, what that colorway, what that whatever was, just tell me what project it was, what color I thought it was, or what color you think it looks like, and I will comment back with all that information. This is so squishy. So yeah, so it's gonna be, I put a little bit right here. I did a little back and forth with the Eagle Eye from one of my other socks that you guys saw earlier to make a little, I call it a sunflower around your iris, because my eyes are a very dark blue, sometimes tealish blue, and I have a brownish gold around my pupils, so I'm like, oh, let me make it like my eyes. I put this down a while ago. I just think that I wanted to work on something else, and I'm like thinking I'm ready to pick it back up. Excuse me while my cat digs his nails into my rug. Hey man, quit scratching, please. Animals. It's funny because they are animals. Okay, next thing I'm working on, you're gonna see a couple shawls here and a sweater and a pair of socks. Because what I've decided going forward, I'm sorry, I have hair all over my face. What I've decided going forward is that I always want at least 3 projects going. I will never be a monogamous knitter. I just can't do it. It's just, I like too many different things. So I want a shawl, I want a pair of socks, and I want a sweater on the needles at all times. That way I can always pick up something. This is another shawl that's on the needles right now. This is called the Stay High. This is a shout out to Cadence at Fuzzy Goat. This is her pattern. It is gorgeous and super simple. And so it's pretty much a garter with a spine down the middle until you get to this section that I've just started on, and it's supposed to look like palm trees. I kind of think they look like tulips also. I'll try to insert, if I decide to be super techie, I'll insert a picture, but it's called Stay High. Cadence is the owner and proprietress of the Fuzzy Goat, and this, I believe, is her first published pattern. She did it for a box, a mystery box that I think was going out, and people loved it so much. So I want to say that's why she decided to share it with the world, and I'm really glad she did. The color, this is So Happy Jane. Surprise, surprise. I love So Happy Jane. I think that her stuff is amazing. I have never worked with yarn of hers that I didn't like. And she even, like Cadence with Fuzzy Goat, used this color quite a bit in the spring. And so it was like, oh, having the itch. I couldn't tell what color I wanted to use, if I wanted to use a deep green or a light green or whatever. And I really was planning to make it so that it would go with this sweater. I thought I wanted something that popped against the deep charcoal, and I thought that chartreuse is gonna be gorgeous. It's called Leaf, and it is just a sock combo. It's probably a 75-25 or a 80-20 merino and nylon, I think. Again, not really sure. I don't know why I keep looking in here like oh, let's see if I found it. Fingering. Yes, it is the bouncy fingering. So Happy Jane, Leaf, bouncy fingering, 75-25 merino nylon. It comes in a generous 463 yards per 100 grams. So that's awesome. Those are two of the shawls that I'm actively working on. Pair of socks. This is the very first yarn I ever purchased from Fuzzy Goat. I think it's Trek sock, whatever. And I don't know the colorway. I actually had to ask Cadence last time I was in there to look up my purchase and see if she could find what it was, because I wanted to make sure that it would be good for socks, because my mom wanted a pair of socks out of it, but I think I'm gonna keep these. So it's like a self-patterning. I wouldn't exactly say self-striping because there are clearly stripes, but then there are some that's a little bit different. These are Hermione's Everyday Socks, and I am really enjoying this pattern. It is just a 4-row repeat, and 2 of those 4 rows are knit all the way around. So it is easy, it's fun. I don't really have to think about it. I can just check out the row before and the 2 rows before, you know, if I've already knit all the way around, then I need to see what the one before that was and say, okay, on to the next. Really loving this. Cannot wait to finish it and put it on my feet. I think I'm gonna do the toe and the heel in something that's a little bit closer to this maroony dark pink. So that's the only pair of socks that's on my needles right now. When I'm finished with this, I will need to finish this. This will probably stay on the back burner for a while because I have a couple pairs of socks that I promised to people as like a thank you to a sweet, sweet friend, new friend of mine. When I went to Connecticut, it was a bachelorette party. And the maid of honor, I'm friends with the bride, the maid of honor, who's her cousin. And one of the other bridesmaids hosted us, and were so sweet. The maid of honor was telling me she really has trouble finding socks that fit her. So I took her measurements, and I'm hoping to have some socks done for her in the next few weeks. So I actually need to get on and order the yarn and make those socks for her. All right. I think I'm going to save my Stephen West stuff for next. I'm going to try to get a podcast out weekly, if not bi-weekly going forward. And I think I'm gonna save my Stephen West stuff for then, because I'm really not sure if I'm gonna continue to knit the Shellography Mystery Knit Along. I'm just really struggling with it. I don't know. I waited until Clue 2 was released to sign up for it. And so I'm just gonna wait on that. But I do want you to see the project bag that it's in, because it is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, look at this, you guys. This is the most beautiful thing. It is, I mean, it's the same front and back. This is a hand-sewn project bag from Sweet Sparrow Yarns, Sweet Sparrow Knits. Oh crap. Sweet Sparrow something, hold on. Sweet Sparrow Yarns, yes. I am in her foraging club, and you do it for 3 months at a time. Each month you get a skein of yarn, and you get, at the end of the 3 months, you get the third installment is a skein of yarn, plus a beautiful project bag that she sews. She draws and creates this fabric. She has it made from her drawings, and then she hand sews them. I mean, I don't know that she hand sews them, but she does it herself. She could be doing it on a sewing machine, and I think that would be probably the smartest, because I can imagine that she has many, many people who are purchasing her. But I love, love, love all of the yarn that I've gotten. I love this bag. Julie, you're amazing. That's what I have to say about that. Okay, the last thing I want to show you before acquisitions is a sweater that I'm working on. Is it another Andrea Mowry pattern? Yes, of course it is. Am I way too excited about it? Yes, of course I am. Is it another tweed yarn? Also yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is my Woolen Honey. Let me see. You guys, I am on the second yoke section. Let me tell you, everybody looks at this and is like, you're so talented, blah, blah. It is so easy if you follow her patterns. When we first started the top of the honeycomb section, I was like, what am I doing here? And once I really sat down and read it, there's a part where you're slipping 2 stitches, and then you essentially have to separate them. And that's what I was struggling on. I was like, wait, do I do this with them together? You're separating them to create this pattern. It is so simple. She writes her patterns like dummy proof. This yarn that I'm using is Yarn Less Traveled. It is I have it right here. It is a Tweed Me sock. It looks like it says Weed Me, but the T is on the inside. Tweed Me sock, 85 superwash merino, 15 Donegal nep. So they're called neps. It's the colorway is mallard. It is a true deep, like, mallard green. I mean, it's great. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm so excited for this sweater, you guys. I pick up and knit this whenever the only complicated piece, not complicated, but the only time you really have to get nitty gritty with a pattern once you've kind of, because the honeycomb stitch is pretty intuitive once you have been in it. The only time I really have to double check my pattern is when I am doing the increases. It is that simple. It's that easy. I can't wait to wear it. It's so soft. And I can tell it's gonna be light. It's gonna be squishy. I can already kind of see through it a little bit, so I know it's not gonna be too heavy on me, and I'll be able to wear it a lot. I'm so excited. Yay.